You can almost sense it before it even happens. Something is shifting in Los Angeles. The Lakers are once again surrounded by swirling speculation, tense negotiations, and whispered trade talk. But this time, the buzz isn't about chasing a single star. The conversation is about a potential $87 million frontcourt pairing that could completely redefine the team's identity in one bold stroke. It's the kind of move that could alter the balance of power overnight. The twist: the Lakers want to pull it off without parting with their most prized possessions. No gutting the roster. No emptying their vault of draft picks. No sacrificing the long-term future for a short-term splash. It's a tricky balancing act, and so far, Rob Pelinka and the Lakers front office have been walking that tightrope with remarkable precision. Early in free agency, the team took a small hit when forward Dorian Finney-Smith, a player who checked many of their boxes, chose to sign with the Houston Rockets instead. It stung, but the Lakers didn't dwell on the loss. They pivoted quickly, adding 3 new faces to the roster, including 2 players scooped up from the buyout market. They weren't headline-stealing moves, but they were carefully considered ones. The bigger picture here is that the Lakers aren't just making decisions for this season. They're building with the next few years in mind, with particular attention to the summer of 2027, the year they believe their championship window will be at its widest. That said, this offseason was still expected to include at least one big swing, a major transaction, a bold move that would make waves around the league. So far, that moment hasn't come, and as of now, there's no clear sign that it will. Still, opportunities have surfaced, including the possibility of doing business with a familiar rival, the Portland Trail Blazers. On paper, Portland has exactly what the Lakers have been seeking: size, defensive grit, and championship-level toughness. At the top of their wish list, center Robert Williams III. Williams is a familiar name to Lakers fans, having been linked to the franchise in past trade rumors. At 6'9", he's one of the league's most intimidating rim protectors. When he's healthy, he's a game changer, the kind of player who can anchor a defense and swing the momentum of an entire playoff series. But Williams isn't the only Blazer who has caught Law's attention. There's also Matisse Thybulle, a wing defender with a tireless motor, sharp instincts, and the ability to shut down some of the league's most dangerous scorers. A 2-time all-defensive team selection, Thybulle's knack for creating turnovers is elite, with career averages of 1.6 steals and nearly 1 block per game. Picture it: Williams controlling the paint, Thybulle smothering opposing wings on the perimeter. Together, they'd create a defensive identity the Lakers haven't enjoyed in years, a 2-man wall that could frustrate any Western Conference offense. On paper, they're worth every bit of that $87 million valuation. So why hasn't it happened? According to Dan Woik of The Athletic, reality is far more complicated than the dream scenario. He reports that acquiring both players in one package deal is unlikely. His reasoning: the Lakers are already right up against the first salary cap apron and have limited flexibility. More importantly, both Williams and Thybulle have struggled to stay healthy. Williams played in just 20 games last season and hasn't appeared in more than 61 in any of his 7 years in the league. Thybulle, meanwhile, managed just 15 games last year. Investing heavily in 2 players with shaky availability is a serious gamble. The upside, though, is undeniable. Adding both could turn the Lakers into instant contenders. But as history has shown, championships often require risks. The boldest moves, the ones that feel the most dangerous, or sometimes the very ones that end with confetti falling and parades down Figueroa Street. For now, the front office has time. The trade market remains open, and the NBA landscape can shift in an instant. One call from another team in a moment of desperation could change everything. For the past 4 months, one question has quietly echoed throughout Laker Nation: what's next for LeBron James? The 4-time champion, Finals MVP, global icon, and at 40 years old, is still one of the best basketball players alive. And yet, his future in Los Angeles has never felt more uncertain. On paper, the Lakers have every reason to be confident. Not only do they have LeBron, but they also have Luka Dončić, a generational superstar in his prime. 2 of the top 15 players in the world, on the same team, wearing the same colors, that's a dream most franchises can only imagine. But this summer, things shifted in subtle but noticeable ways. The Lakers' long-term vision is now clearly being shaped around Dončić and the next chapter of the franchise. It's a logical move. Luka is younger, with many elite years ahead, but the message isn't lost on anyone, least of all LeBron. Tension, though quiet, seems to be bubbling beneath the surface. Trade rumors have been circulating. Social media speculation has run wild. Some whispers even question whether LeBron could choose to leave the Lakers altogether. Then came an update that seemed to calm the storm, at least for now. According to Woj, all indications are that LeBron will be in training camp at the end of September, preparing to play his 23rd NBA season in purple and gold. But the reporting also came with a caveat: LeBron is keeping his options open for the future. In over 2 decades in the league, LeBron has never requested a trade. Every time he's changed teams, Cleveland to Miami, back to Cleveland, then to LA, it's been through free agency. At this stage of his career, it's hard to imagine him suddenly changing that approach. The timing also matters. The offseason is nearly over, rosters are mostly set, and realistic trade options are scarce. If LeBron does want a new chapter, the most logical time to make that move would be next summer. For now, the Lakers are operating under the assumption that he's all in for this season. They've addressed weaknesses, particularly at the center position, added depth, and retained their core stars. Perhaps most importantly, LeBron and Luka now have a full offseason to build their chemistry. Last year, Luka was still adjusting: new city, new teammates, new system. This year, he's settled. He knows the playbook. He knows where LeBron likes the ball. And LeBron, with his unmatched basketball IQ, has spent the summer studying Luka's tendencies, learning how to maximize his skills. Even at 40, LeBron's influence is enormous. His vision, leadership, and ability to dominate crucial moments are why the Lakers believe they can contend for another championship. But looming over all of it is the question of what comes after. Will this be his last season in Los Angeles? Could he choose to finish his career somewhere else? Might he even walk away from the game? For now, all anyone can say for certain is that when training camp begins, LeBron will be in uniform, chasing one more ring. The Lakers are one of sports' most iconic franchises, home to legends like Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Kobe Bryant, and LeBron James. Winning is in their DNA, and when the NBA offseason arrives, the Lakers are always part of the biggest conversations: blockbuster trades, major free agent signings, and bold roster reshuffles. Recently, the rumors have gone into overdrive. Some fans have even dared to imagine the ultimate scenario: not just one superstar joining Luka Dončić in LA, but 2, Giannis Antetokounmpo and Nikola Jokić. Just imagine it. Luka orchestrating the offense with surgical precision. Giannis exploding to the rim with unstoppable force. Jokić, perhaps the most skilled big man the game has ever seen, controlling the paint and finding open teammates with passes no other center could make. That trio wouldn't just be a contender, it would be the foundation of a dynasty. But is it actually possible, or just another offseason fantasy? According to Woj, Lakers fans might want to temper expectations. Unless Giannis or Jokić openly declared, "Lakers are nothing," and made it clear they'd sign in LA regardless, the team simply doesn't have the trade assets to compete with other offers. Giannis at least has hinted in the past that he might consider leaving Milwaukee if the Bucks' title window closes. If that happens, the Lakers could try to strike, whether via trade or by waiting for free agency. Jokić, however, is another story entirely. The Finals MVP has shown zero interest in leaving Denver, and some insiders believe there's a better chance he retires at the end of his contract than seeks a trade. If Lakers fans want to dream, Giannis is the more realistic target, though even that's a long shot, as competition for his services would be fierce. But history reminds us that in Los Angeles, the improbable can still happen. There was a time when Shaquille O'Neal seemed untouchable, when Pau Gasol was out of reach, and when LeBron himself looked unlikely to leave Cleveland again. Yet all of those moves became reality. For now, the Lakers' strategy remains clear: keep building around Luka, maintain flexibility, and be ready to strike when the right opportunity appears. The lights in LA never dim, the phone lines never go quiet, and the dream of the next superstar walking into Crypto.com arena is always alive.